A teenage boy sprints through the front door of Jacob Sawyer Community Center, darting into the foyer. Seeking a hiding place, his momentum carries him to the far side of the main room, where he dives beneath a defunct pool table. The atmosphere is buzzing. People have gathered for a 9-night, a Caribbean funeral wake on the 9th night after a death, a chance for friends and relatives to say their goodbyes in binding catharsis. Dancing, storytelling, singing, feasting, and praying are commonplace. Tonight, people are remembering an elderly woman who lived a stone's throw from the center's front door. The 9-night has drawn a crowd. Sat on the table in the main room is a framed, smiley photograph of the fallen, next to a cross and some tea lights. Reggae music plays from an old sound system. Some guests, children, grandchildren, friends, young and old, stand recounting fond memories and whispering short prayers. Others queue up at a foldaway table to write messages and a book of condolences. In the kitchen, pots of Jamaican dishes like stewed chicken and rice and peas sit on the counter. A circle of older men sits outside in the small garden under the night sky, beside painted wooden pots filled with growing vegetables planted by local teenagers. They play dominoes while smoking, holding cups of white rum and bottles of dragon stout. A few seconds after the boy's entrance, with people beginning to stir, wondering who has burst the night's ritualistic bubble, another boy enters the building. He heads through the foyer, stopping on reaching the main room. He is dressed in black tracksuit bottoms, a black and green Deliveroo jacket, and a black moped helmet, its tinted visor clicked shut. From the look of his slight frame, he can't be much older than 16 or 17. He has a sawn-off shotgun. He holds the weapon awkwardly. His hands are bony, their bareness the only evidence of his dark skin. Conversations stop. Like an audience at the theater watching the arrival of a new character on stage, everyone turns in unison to face the intruder. The door to the men's toilet bursts open and slams shut as someone dives inside to take refuge. Elders glare, angry at this ultimate violation. The boy wrapped in shadows beneath the pool table remains hidden from view, his life spared by the power of his community. 2 days earlier, Tony arrived at the Jacob Sawyer Community Center at 10 a.m., wearing jeans and a light blue polo shirt. At 5'9", having recently turned 51, he was well built, filled out with a combination of natural strength and desk-bound middle age. His grade 1 hair was cut neatly, with clean, straight lines around its edges, faded to his bare skin on the sides. As managing director, he was responsible for the day-to-day running of the center, which had served local young people for the best part of half a century. Tony had seen on the BBC 10 o'clock news that there had been a murder nearby. A 17-year-old boy had been stabbed and left on a road in Camberwell. Still alive, he was found by a member of the public and taken to King's College Hospital a few hundred meters away. He died in the night. Tony turned on his computer and opened his emails. The morning sun peered over the distant housing blocks and into the office windows, lighting up his keyboard. At 11 a.m., he received a phone call from a police inspector. Because of the blood trail left along the back streets, the police believed the murdered boy was stabbed somewhere near the community center before being carried to his death on the back of a moped. An investigation was underway. The inspector requested a meeting with Tony to get hold of the center's CCTV footage. Tony mentioned that Nike had been filming an advert out on the AstroTurf the day before, and the inspector said he'd need to contact them for footage they'd captured. He wanted to talk to Tony about how they could keep the local community as safe as possible. They both knew this murder was not a standalone event. It would have roots in the past and further ramifications in the future. The rest of the morning was quiet. Tony took calls from concerned members of the community. Other staff members sat at their desks, completing paperwork and talking to one another, speculating about what might have happened. The gardener came. A few young men, regulars at the center, passed by to greet Tony through the windows from outside in the car park. They didn't stay for long before walking up the road to leave, glancing over their shoulders self-consciously as they went. The inspector arrived with 2 police officers in the late afternoon. They sat opposite Tony on chairs in the classroom at the side of the building. On the purple walls next to them were stenciled in green the words respect, loyalty, and time.